what do you mean? Like, because I'm a fanboy?
Yeah, and I love how much you love Joe Rogan. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to the
podcast.
Hey, we're back, and it's spring break.
I'm sorry it's been so long too, but
it's been some of you have been paying attention to the news, and there's been a lot of crazy world events, but this episode we're just gonna relax and kind of
shoot the shit.
Yeah, I especially have no idea where this is gonna lead to. But back to what we were talking about, we're not going into depth of what we were just talking about. But I just love the fact that how much you love Joe Rogan, like that much love. Okay, so for those who don't know, there's one particular band from my childhood that I will still love to the point where I've been to New York twice to see their concerts. That's Alex from the Naked Brothers band.
For real?
Yes, I love them. I have gone, again, like I said, twice to their concerts just for them in New York. My whole dream is them having, which they were tweeting about in 2017, mind you. They were going to have a reunion and do a U.S. tour. I'm still waiting on it.
It's like, years later, come on, guys.
So, yeah, I just love the fact that you're just like, Joe Rogan, love him. Now, I have seen a couple of clips you posted about him doing leg kicks. I was not aware that he was the type of guy that fought early in his life and then shortly retired when he realized the damage it does to your body.
It was his knees that made him retire, man.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, God.
No, he's had 2 surgeries already. And then he had, what's that? Stem cells? Yeah, he had stem cells injected in both kneecaps.
God, that, like, I respect, also, he's great on the mic, too.
Yes.
As far as calling a fight, he does really well.
He's a good commentator.
Oh, he's a great commentator. I love what he does by the ring. Also, he's a great interviewer. There's no BS about it. I really enjoy it.
I just love the picture when he's trying not to look at the girl's ass.
But he'll look at the dude's ass and just be like...
Yeah.
He's observing it, having a cubicle and everything.
Here's the thing. It says, I don't need to get caught again. But that's it's a savvy thing to do. Yeah.
It's like, with the climate right now, you do anything...
Not to get canceled.
Yeah.
And I'm probably... I already have a few, like, shitless people that want me off the air. But you know what? I don't give a damn if they're listening to this. But the point is, you gotta be smart with your dating game. Like Cam, we were talking about a friend, and we'll go unnamed.
Yeah.
But you really have to be quick on your feet, and you really have to be able to read a room if you're gonna be dating nowadays, because people will take it as he's being a fucking creep.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's very true.
I don't think it's necessarily healthy that a lot of people are afraid to approach women. I am painfully shy, but there is a genuine fear of just like it takes one pissed off person to just say, he touched me inappropriately, and then here we are.
So, fellas, or anyone out there who's trying to date, honestly, this could go for either or. My piece of advice is something I wish I knew in high school. Or literally just any point in my life prior to 18 or whatnot. That's years ago. My biggest piece of advice is if you see the most attractive person and for some reason you would like to date them or further that relationship.
Don't do it.
How about approach that relationship as, hey, I want to be this person's friend. Trust me, I know I know your mind is blowing. Your mind is being like screaming, no friend zone. But no, hear me out.
The friend zone's
go with the intention not to. I'm not trying to say pretend to be a friend just so you could be with this person. What I'm trying to say is
be a friend.
Be a friend. Get to know this person. And probably you'll realize, hey, maybe I don't want to be with this person. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you, it will save you and that other person a lot of time.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what that's called? Well, it's
being a human being.
Well, it's being a human being. And there's a science behind it. There's I want to say it's a month. No, it's 2 months when you first meet someone. Your first instinct is kind of like, I like this person. But when the oxytocin kind of wears off, you see that person as a human being rather than... Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, just wait it out. see if that it's. I do the same thing when I go shopping. I'm like, do I really want that PlayStation 4?
I thought we were gonna be talking about food.
No,
Eat
but-
before you shop.
Yeah.
Eat before you shop.
But like, I'll give myself a waiting period.
Well,
I'll see something on Amazon
I've done-
or eBay, and I'll be like, I'm gonna wait a month, and if I still want it a month from now, I really want it.
I have something to say. Eat before you watch Food Wars.
Oh God.
Yeah, Food Wars was probably the first time, because I didn't grow up watching Miyazaki films. I didn't grow up watching those, so I didn't really understand, like, oh, this looks delicious. No, I watched Food Wars, and I was like, I want to literally be a chef now.
Yeah.
or just like, I want to go to the finest restaurants, and then I look at my wallet and say, you know what? Fast food is just as good. So, what I recommend as far as Food Wars, either eat before or eat during. It actually makes the experience kind of cool.
Mhm.
You're just like,
Order some Chinese and just watch and eat.
Yes.
just go
But
wow.
I also
Or
wanted to
eat
talk
Mexican if you want.
about some of the animes I'm watching this spring. So
Okay.
I'm watching Smiley and the Forest Spirited.
Has the spring season started? Or
I mean,
wait,
not
this-
spring, winter.
Okay.
Okay.
Spring.
Winter-
starts-
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify, it's winter, not spring.
Yeah, we've got like 3 weeks of the winter season left, and then
Yes.
the spring kicks off. Okay, cool.
So Smiley and the Forest Spirit, ID Invaded, which is really good.
Okay.
Plunderer,
Yeah, okay.
Bofuri, that's the shield one you like.
Yes.
Sorcerer's Stabber Orphan is a remake.
Alright.
Hot Illusion, so it's about magic.
Okay. So
Okay,
great,
I'm
great
down with
spring
that.
season
So-
for you. That's good.
Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, it's about Japanese urban legends.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Infinite Ninjagram, so basically it's a isekai but VR.
I'll check into
And-
that.
Nekopara, it's about cat girls.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Okay, I gotta watch it for Elon Musk.
And they run
I
on.
gotta do it for Elon.
And
Oh, wait, what? I'm lost. What's the story there?
I'll get to you.
Okay.
The,
We'll come back to it.
Isekai Quartet Season 2.
Okay.
Yes. But I thought that was already out though.
It is. It came out in winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's watching.
So,
I'm still stuck on spring.
yeah.
Don't listen to me. folks.
Inspector.
And
slightly
Oh,
stupid.
right, yeah.
Asteroid in Love.
Asteroid in Love.
Keep Your Hands Off Isaac-kun. Basically,
Yeah. I think I
and then
you know.
Science Fell in Love.
So that one's been like, I'm gonna wait for it, and I think it's almost done. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna binge season 1 because the premise is so simple,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna just stay away from it and just kind of watch it. And I think it's gonna be a sleeper because Crunchyroll also hasn't been like announcing anything
Yeah.
about it.
Yes.
And then
They've been real.
this is for spring.
Now
Oh,
we're
what you're
spring
excited
kicking.
for?
Yeah. Tower of God
Yes.
Oh, God, okay.
is based off a Korean manga. So
Okay.
Kaigo-sama Season 2.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
My Next Life is as Villainous.
Okay.
The Eighth Son. Glepnir. No Guns Life Season 2.
Can you see that?
Oh,
you had me
for
at
a gun.
Sing Yesterday for Me. Sugomo Second Season. Kakushi Gyoto, which is basically he's a father and he's trying to keep his daughter from seeing his lewd manga.
Oh God.
So your father, you're an erotic manga writer, and it's like your daughter sees you as this like, not God, but like you know how everyone sees their
Yeah.
parents as like providers, and it's like you have an innocent image, but then you realize they're people like the rest of us, and you want to keep that mirage going as long as possible.
Yeah.
Just because of that, I'm checking that out.
So BNA is the next one by Studio Trigger.
Ooh.
Apari Ran Man. So basically, two samurais immigrated in the United States before the turn of the 20th century.
That's pretty cool.
And,
Yo.
and it's about a race from LA to New York.
That could be some real cool art
Yeah.
style.
Artie is about an artist. Listeners, so what happens if there's a world without music?
Duh.
Oh
no.
Okay. No, I'm the concept. That's a curious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Snafu
No,
Season
I'm
3.
I'm like terrified of it.
I'm
as
terrified,
well.
but I'm curious.
Snafu Season 3.
Exactly. Man, you have a full. Wow, you are booked
Yep.
for the like literally next 3 months.
What I want to know is with games, your work, your life, and family and all that. How do you crunch this, man?
Okay, so what you guys don't know, Cam here, Cameron, if I may, Cam here, just straight up, okay, so a little backstory about myself. I'm a film fanatic. I try to watch at least between 70 to 100 films a year that have just been released for that individual year itself. I understand that's a lot, but it can be done because majority of those are actually done in your home. You'd be surprised how many small indie films come out within the span of 2 months. And they're only 2 hours. So if you watch, 10 movies, what's that, 20 hours, not bad. Cam here watches 12 shows
at once, in one day,
at once, while catching up on other shows while watching the new season of a show that's already been released. And my brain doesn't comprehend it. Would you like to tell them how many episodes you've watched from your anime list?
In all, like today or
No.
Just sum total.
The sum total.
He's looking for stuff.
Okay.
Wait.
Just say the big number.
I want to say it's like close to 8250.
Okay, so it's over 8,000 episodes of anime content. That's putting in. Imagine you're about to sit down and watch maybe your DBZ. I know there's more than one version of Dragon Ball. My point exactly. One Piece or Naruto, and you're like, man, or Bleach. I don't know if I want to start this. That's a lot of episodes.
Cam's like easy.
Cam is like, I've seen those and more. What's the ShamWow commercial? Or there's more.
And also, I've completed close to like 300 something.
Oh my god!
Right now, I'm watching. Oh man, I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I'm rewatching old stuff. That's already like season 3 or season 4 or something. So I'm rewatching stuff. Haikyuu.
Yeah.
The volleyball one.
Haiku's good.
I think that was my first. I think I watched that one either before Kuruko, and then that really got me into sports, or Kuruko, and then that one led. Either way, was really really good. And the other one is Chihaya Furu.
Season 3.
So season 3, which I'm really loving. But as far as the winter season we just got, Smile Down the Runway. That
was amazing.
It's so good.
So,
and the main character is just so like. It's not even that you like him or you're rooting for him. It's that you relate to him.
So.
And what is it? The defense girl.
Bofuri
is such. I was telling Cam this the other day at work. Bofuri is such a lighthearted, wholesome, and actually video gamey. Authenticated show.
Really?
Yes.
Is it like High Score Girl?
Okay, so here's the thing.
I messed that up.
So here's the thing. Okay, no, it's not like High Score Girl, so to speak. That's an intense situation.
I got depressed near the
I
end.
love that show. We'll talk about that another day, maybe in depth.
Yeah.
I can talk about that show forever. So, Bofuri it's that what is it? It's that plot of high school girls club. What is their club for that specific show? There's Dice, or there's other shows where they have the school, the band thing.
Pretty much, it's like
Free is their club is video games.
Basically, they go home after school and play video games.
And the great thing about it, it's just one game.
Yeah,
and they don't go overboard about hyping up the game. It's not the story about the game. It's what they're role playing. It's what they're doing.
Like their life is the story.
Yeah, it's one. So here's the thing. I like to put my own when I finish an anime for one season, I'll put in a list of categories of what I consider it. This I love because I can also put it in the video game section, but I can also put it in the slice of life too.
Yeah.
And it works either way.
It's a nice hybrid.
Such a nice hybrid.
Thing about Smile Down the Runway, you would never know this, but it's actually a shonen title.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No.
But my plan is to let it finish and then binge it.
I could see that. They do a great thing about that where I think they've done it with 2, maybe 3 episodes max, where it's like they do the television thing where they leave you on the cliffhanger. Yeah. My favorite shows aren't the ones that leave you on the cliffhanger. My favorite shows are like, this is what's happening
this week.
This is what's happening this week. and then we got to find a way to solve it. Bam, we solved it. That's today's problems. What's tomorrow's?
That's life.
And that's life, and I really like that.
Yeah.
So that this show is the writing in the show is actually very well too.
And
I'm so excited for.
what
next
sounds real
episode.
fun about that, and this is why I can't get into like I'm kind of jumping ship here. Why I don't really like online games, because like I like games I can just jump into and then jump out. What you just described as a game,
Yeah.
sorry, as a show,
Yeah.
it's like Friends. The show Friends, where it's
Yeah.
like you don't have to know what happened last season. It's just each episode is its own
Are you
thing.
wrestling?
Yes.
So-
Unpopular opinion, I did not like Friends, so.
So
I mean that's fine.
I've only seen maybe like a handful of episodes of Friends.
I haven't
No,
watched it
but I get it.
thoroughly, but it was one of those shows I remember growing up, especially in Sports First or camp or
Yeah.
day camp. And you know, when we weren't doing things, we would sneak over in the corner and we'd see what the counselors were watching, and they were always watching Friends.
Okay.
And like it was super addicting. We were like, what are they watching? What's he talking about? And this is how. I probably shouldn't bring this up. It's how we learned about a lot of adult humor. It's like
I mean,
kids.
Yeah.
Who didn't watch a lot of stuff like that?
but like
So-
it was our segue.
So going back on that, okay, so now we're changing topic to TV.
Yeah,
for
back to
explicit.
TV.
So here's the thing about that. No, but I'm saying like Friends. That's where I'm talking about.
Oh,
not so
okay.
much anime. So here's the thing about that. As a society, especially me myself, so I watch movies because I like an ending. I don't watch TV because I need a story. And if you don't, especially if I know for a fact you don't know where it's going, that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me. I'm looking at you, Flash.
Yeah, I started
So-
watching it too, so.
At that point, the only reason I keep watching is just because I can see my on-screen friends. Hey, what are you guys doing this week? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys with it. So here's the thing: what people don't realize, and I think it's just gotten worse with like Netflix and all those
Streaming
streaming apps in general, and that's why I loved Disney Plus's approach to it of let's do the weekly thing. Same with and Mandalorian, because it's like a lot of people got upset. Now
Thank
I
God.
like the show. I don't love it because I'm also not the biggest Star Wars fan. If anything, I'm very neutral. I enjoy Star Wars when it's good, and I don't hate it when it's bad. I just think it's fine. So that's another discussion we can have another
Absolutely.
day. So here's the
Well,
thing.
actually, no. I'd like to tap.
All
into
right.
that
Give it a
in
second. So, Mandalorian, I loved it so much to the point where I just enjoyed it. One, because it was the '90s thing, or even the early 2000s. Hey, this was what's happening this week. That's it. Cool. All right. Awesome. But there's an overarching story, but we don't have to hammer it and kill it. Like, for example, Dexter, I'm looking at you. When you can literally, like, you've had 15 chances to kill your main villain. I could say that with Flash too. Use your powers, Barry. So I just go back, like, I love that this is what's happening this week. Also, we're going to give you that 1 week to because I love, okay, so tangent. Season 1 of Punisher, loved it. Season 2 of Punisher 2, season 2 of Punisher. Loved it, just not as much, but still enjoyed it. Don't remember a single thing other than some of the violent fight scenes. You can't binge watch that much content
No,
and
because
have a
you need to
conversation.
digest it.
Yes.
And what you were saying, so like, I'm glad you brought up Disney Plus. We've actually been meaning to review this for a long time. I want to say it was 3-4 podcasts ago we were talking about reviewing Disney Plus. So my experience is this. I do not know most of the titles on Disney Plus, but I didn't get into it for that. I was very hesitant about The Mandalorian. I did not like The Last Jedi. It was like a bad relationship just ending tragically, and I was hesitant to get into this new thing. I was like, I don't want to have my heart broken, and then I was like, wait, this show actually feels like Star Wars, and the way they did it, like what you were just saying, a week by week thing, where it's like, wait, what happened? And when you find out there's a tiny Yoda, and you're just like,
That's the
what?
That's the first time I've heard. That's the first time, not baby Yoda, a tiny.
No, this was my thinking. I was just like, is that? No. And then they end it right there, and I'm just like, wait, what's gonna happen? And like, everyone on social media, all my friends, everyone at GT, memes were coming in, Star Wars theory podcast. They were just like, what does this mean? Did Yoda did he cheat the code? Did he forsake the Jedi? And I was like, guys, no, this is a species.
Yeah.
It's a species, man. But like, everyone was just hyped up. Whereas like, you don't see that with like Castlevania. Like, people are hyped up before it happens, and then when it's released, no one's talking about it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Same Castlevania, and I don't watch Stranger Things, but at this point, I know it's just not for me. It can't have this much of an audience and not be good. So I'm assuming it's just not for me, Stranger Things, and which is weird because I enjoy the 80s things. Maybe it's too 80s for me to some degree. Who knows?
Possibly.
So here's the thing. Stranger Things, I think the last season was season 3, if I'm correct, came out. People were like, oh, it's out. That following Sunday, never heard a thing.
Yes!
As far as Disney Plus, they're like, they did the smart thing. People are going to be talking about this for the next 8 weeks, and it's free publicity to like, hey,
memes?
Now Star Wars, that also, it's like Star Wars now is in everyone's mind. Oh, hey, and like the second to last week, guess what comes out? The biggest movie of the year. Turns out, Rise of Skywalker wasn't the best movie of the year, nor was it trying to be. I understand.
That'll be a different conversation.
That's a different conversation. I understand there's also a lot of production issues and whatnot, and you know,
mistakes were made.
Behind the scenes issues, not to mention we lost our princess, Carrie Fisher, sadly.
Rest in peace.
So that was the thing, and so when I go back, like, so I've noticed a lot of people. Okay, going back to anime slightly. I love the anime. Like I've told Cam, I love that I can watch this weekly. Some shows are meant to be binged. I will admit that because I'm like, okay, this is just a good time. This isn't story based. This is just me to have a great time, and I enjoy that. Some are story based. However, okay, so Castlevania came out, and I think it was just they were just testing the waters. 4 episodes, season 1. It's kind of let down. That episode 1 pilot, I will defend as being one of the best pilots in all of TV history. Not just anime, just in general. I'm like, if you like, especially even people who love vampire related
or
things.
have never even seen Castlevania, know what it is.
Oh yeah, same. I didn't grow up playing the games because that was past my time at that point. If you like anything related to that, even if you okay, let's take this back a notch. If you don't watch anime, you would enjoy Castlevania. It's just that good of a show. The writing's good. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Season 2, I'm done. I hopped off. I got the arc I wanted.
Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula. I got the Dracula arc. I'm good. I've heard that season 3 is actually good, and that the way the writing is, a lot of people are suspecting that it's gonna pay forward to future seasons. Which awesome. I'm good though. I got my arc. I'm done. Maybe down the line I want to go back in. That's awesome.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, kids.
See you later. That was my father. But no,
featuring Dad. That's the name of this title.
Featuring Dad. I like that. Well,
So
we were talking about Castlevania, and no, it's.
And because it did the Netflix format, no one talked about it after those 2 days.
yes,
And it's one of those shows where, like, had it come out traditionally on Crunchyroll or Funimation, it would be making a killing week-to-week basis.
It gives people time to digest, theorize about what's going to happen next. Memes will come out, and
It's also that sweet in-between where there's a story, but the plot doesn't drive it forward. It's what these characters are doing.
yes.
So that's also a great thing about the show.
so after this, do you want to watch an episode of ID Invaded or?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, why not?
One other thing. Well, also with the podcast, we're going to be expanding to games. I'm sure a lot of you know that March 20th, I want to say Animal Crossing's Horizons, Doom Eternal, and there's one other game coming out that day. And I'm going to try to play at least 2 of them. And then I'm really going to get sucked into one of them. I know that for a fact. But you're going to be seeing posts, memes, and all sorts of wacky stuff from the Doom community, Animal Crossing community, and I'm not going to shut up about it. And I'm completely unashamed about it.
What game, Cam, are you looking forward to within the next 2 months?
That's a tough one.
Just the first one pop up on your head. Oh, someone forgot to silence their phone. You know what? Whatever next game you got coming out. What's your game that you're just waiting for?
Are you not waiting for Doom?
I am, but
Okay.
I have to have money first.
I mean,
I will pay. I will pay for
I mean,
you.
we're not saying like whether money is an option. If it wasn't an option,
Yeah.
I'd
Just
be,
the game.
I'd just be getting anything.
Oh, I'm excited for the game. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
for
No, no.
me, Resident Evil 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm there.
That
Now,
one.
I'm one of the few that did not grow up playing those games. However, because I'm a chicken, and I still am. Maybe again, this is down the line. Heck, when I plug something in, at one point maybe I'll finally use my Twitch stream at some point in my life. So here's the thing, guys. I don't scare easily, but you put me in a video game, in any type of horror setting, I will freak out. So some out there is an unforbidden clip of me playing the demo to Resident Evil 2. And I shit you not, it is the most embarrassing thing out there of me. And I've done a music video to Demons from Imagine Dragons when I was a teen.
So
We all have
here's
shameful
my
moments
thing.
from
I
our
didn't
past.
grow up playing the first 3. I played number 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first Resident Evil I played, and
Was it on the GameCube?
PS2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Me, I'll be honest. I watched people play it. I never played them myself. I'd go over to friends' houses, and their older brothers or them,
Well, that's
their
how you-
fathers would be playing
Yeah.
it, and I would watch, and I was like, "This is really cool."
But back then, that was fascinating.
Yes.
Now it's like, give me the controller.
Or I'm gonna buy my own thing.
So yeah,
Give me an Xbox.
I'm excited for that. Did you hear that? Looks like PlayStation and Konami are reviving PT.
Yeah, I
okay.
really hope.
Okay,
That's
so-
not just like hype.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's been a conversation, there's rumors about that, and then next you know, Norman Reedus was on the Google Ask question, and he brought up too, he's like, oh, I've been talking about doing something. I can't do an impression of Norman Reedus. He's like, I've been talking about, he's like, me and Kojima are in talks to work on something again. People are speculating maybe Sony purchased Silent Hills from Konami. Thoughts?
I mean,
okay.
I'll be
so
happy if they make a good one. 'Cause
According to Alex,
that last one was not good.
no. According to Alex, though, Konami,
Owns
this is
currently Silent Hills.
yes,
Yes.
that and Metal Gear Survive, I think was the title.
Yeah.
They plummeted, and like
Oh, yeah.
they are in danger. Not too bad. They can survive, but like.
Okay, so here's the thing with Konami. For those who don't know, and he's not wrong necessarily, but that industry is basically what Microsoft is. They don't own. Like, I want to say they're not worried. They could shut down their game division and be okay because they run everything else. They're mostly like their gambling machines and casinos and all that good stuff.
Pachinko.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
God, multi-million
But Konami-
dollar business.
Is not going anywhere. Could they just straight up cancel their game division? Yes, they could. Is that in the talks? I guarantee you that company is going to be fine running for the next decade or so,
Even longer.
or even longer.
I
Whether
think-
they put a game out or not.
I think they're in it for the money.
Oh yeah,
I think
Oh, yeah.
Sony was just like waving some big green in front of their face, and they're just like, maybe this breakup between us.
I mean,
we let me go back and check those numbers. Let me fix this between us. And Konami's like, hey, it's not such a bad deal.
I mean, it is what it is. Oh, money. Real quick, thoughts on Death Stranding if you played it? Yes
Okay.
Or no?
I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it. I've watched 11 hours of of cutscenes.
Oh, okay.
Cutscenes.
Yes,
Now-
I do not recommend you watching any gameplay of Death Stranding.
No.
No.
But, and I've seen YouTubers saying, like, it's a terrible game. Again, it's kind of like with Final Fantasy. It's not for everyone.
No, it's not for everyone.
It's not,
No.
okay, so like if you're a Call of Duty person, you're not going to like this game.
No.
This is to break it down, it's one of those
It's-
games where you
so-
really have to think, and it's time consuming. It's very, 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 very time consuming, and it will take up your social life. But if you're like many of my friends who, they don't mind donating a portion of their life to this thing, you are in for some of a really good story.
So someone described this the other day to me, and it was the funniest way. They said it is a sci-fi walking simulator.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? I'd like to just add one little thing. It's a therapeutic
It depends.
sci-fi walking
It
simulator.
depends.
Okay. So here's the thing. You also have to be okay. So that someone else added. It has to be a strategy game as well. So I overthink a lot in life.
Oh, well,
you wouldn't know.
you-
You wouldn't.
perfect for
You
you.
wouldn't know that from my voice and tint. I overthink a lot of situations, and Death Stranding came at the most perfect time in my life. Hey, this is coming from someone who didn't play Metal Gear, and is not necessarily a fan. I'm just not. It's not my thing. I read the first two novels. They're actually really good, and now I can see them being an actual TV series. I would watch the crap out of that.
Don't flirt with me.
I
like that.
know. So, anyways, back to Death Stranding real quick. So, and I just asked for quick thoughts and look at this. Now we're on the train. So, I'm sorry about that.
That's
So,
okay.
here's the thing. Death Stranding. Okay, so that came at a perfect time. Okay, so my favorite two games of last year, I'll tell you straight off the bat. Resident Evil 2 remake and Death Stranding. Both games, I have never touched the former incarnations of those games or other games by those same people, and I basically ran and sprinted into these games not knowing anything. I just know I saw Death Stranding, and I was like, you know what? Why not? This guy is basically Hideo Kojima is basically the M. Night Shyamalan version, I would like to think, of the video game world.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? It's not so much of the story, even if I disagree with him and his views at the end of the day or at the end of that storyline, I'm going to get an experience.
Oh, yeah.
So I played Death Stranding, and gameplay alone is something that I've realized that I've missed from video games since I was little. Is good, not just good gameplay, but addictive gameplay.
Yes.
To the point where I'm imagining, how can I maneuver my character a certain way? How do I get things done in a certain fashion? And then keep topping myself over and over and over and over to the point where towards the latter half of the game, people start getting upset, which I was having a ball with at that point. I was just, the first half of that game, the first 15 hours, I was like, man, this sucks. But it was so addictive. The gameplay was so addictive that I enjoyed it. So, that being said, I was like, yeah. Story, I wasn't really entertained until so I love Mads Mikkelsen.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mads Mikkelsen. So he's what really got me into wanting to play the game. If he wasn't tied to this game, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I would have touched Death Stranding.
Same.
So his story beats came up, his encounters came up. Still didn't really grab me. If anything, I was kind of a letdown. And then part the ways through, I want to say the last 2 hours of the game, just all that, I was invested.
You gotta see how it ends.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good. 100% of the whole storyline, and I have questions, which is good to have. Sometimes, and it's also good here. Okay, so for anime, especially, we all know this.
Mm-hmm.
The saddest thing ever is never having what is it? The whole joke about we're season 2.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god, that's so accurate.
here's the thing. It's okay to just have questions and never have them answered.
That's part of the fun.
And
Yeah.
I felt like, because then guess what? We all have different theories, and then guess what? At the end of the day, we can choose them. Because if we did have an answer from 3 different people, I guarantee you no one would agree. So yeah, that's my quote-unquote quick thoughts on Death Stranding. I loved it more for the addictive gameplay, something I have not had since I was a kid. Again, I love games like Last of Us, Uncharted, even Spider-Man or God of War. But at some point, you just mimic the same control schemes over and over.
Not with Death Stranding.
Not with Death Stranding. And it was a good relaxer game too. The music is so good.
The original soundtrack, man.
Even just walking. That's my quick
Even
comment.
with just walking, you're just like, I'm having
I'm having a ball. What are you doing? I'm just walking.
What are you doing in the game you're playing? Just walking.
And I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was gonna throw the controller down because you actually have to shift the left and right trigger to shift just so you don't trip over a rock. And I'm like, I don't want to hold down the triggers this whole game, to the point where I actually did, and I actually felt myself. I was like, I'm like, you know what? This is it. This is the game, and I freaking love it for it.
Yep.
Cam, do you have any last thoughts before we
Last
tidy up?
thoughts? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention my goal. I mentioned it in the group chat, but my goal this year is to get to 9,000 episodes of anime watched, and
9,000?
I'm at 8,200. So
I mean, with Cam, I feel like he can pull it. So by the end of 2020.
yes.
Okay. Last thoughts for me. To be honest, folks, what you don't know is that there's really not much going on upstairs with me. So I don't really have anything profound or relatable to add to this podcast, but I want to wish you all a good spring break. Please, with everything going on in the news and in the world, just some common sense. Just, wash your hands, sneeze, cough, put your face in your, armpit. Sounds gross, but just, it's a common courtesy. And, enjoy spring break. Go for walks. Walk your dog. Garden.
Laugh.
Yes. Smile.
Have fun.
Just, have fun, guys. Anyways, that's my quote-unquote last thought, which isn't a thought at all.
Last thing I'm at before we Cam send us to go home. I would say, ironic enough, because we're not even in Cam's house.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, do you even know? Oh, well, I guess we already mentioned where we're at. It's like his dad appeared. But
it's perfect
so
for an anime podcast.
it's not necessarily big news because I guarantee it won't be done this year, but it's almost been 2 years. And finally, within like the last month, I've had the itch to want to write and film something again. So that's that goal for this year. Don't think it'll be done, but I have a feeling the writing will be done this year. But that's definitely
It's a
something.
process.
It is a process. So that's definitely something I'm excited about. I have the just straight up simple plot down and so excited about it. As far as Nick over here, don't let him lie to you. The dude is killing it at the gym. Also, he's killing it in freaking what was it,
Jiu-jitsu, trying to get into wrestling.
So
I've kind of dropped kickboxing. Not to rip on anyone in the kickboxing community. Love you guys. I just feel
you'll
like
be
there's
hearing updates about that and
Yeah.
whether or not within the next year or so he finally signs up for his fight.
Well, look, I'm looking forward to like just the tournaments and everything. It's like it's the whole reason why I got addicted to Dragon Ball Z was just the tournaments. I'm like, this is my IRL Dragon Ball Z tournament.
Yeah.
Before he became Super Saiyan.
Alright, plug, guys, plug.
Cam,
Feel free to follow us on Twitter. We have a Twitter and Instagram.
we now have an Instagram. People.
What? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
I mean,
I gotta share it then.
It's not very active, but we are going to. Be
I'm trying to
adding
get more
content.
active.
Yes.
And then look out. We're gonna try. We have also YouTube. We're gonna try to do some videos and all that.
And maybe some Twitch, because since we all have next-gen consoles,
Yeah.
and we're going to be getting the new ones hopefully within a year or so. I'm going to wait a bit to see what comes out after that. We might do some Twitch streaming just to get a little more content out and
Who
interact
knows?
with the community.
They might force me to play a scary game. You might want to see me.
I
play that.
actually, it's funny you should mention that.
Oh god! And who knows? Maybe down the line we'll maybe do short 5-minute commentary of episodes of some shows.
Yeah.
It's a thought process. We don't know yet.
Yet.
Be on the lookout for that. You can check out our socials, Instagram and Twitter, for updates.
Yes. All right. And Facebook.
And Facebook.
And everyone have a wonderful spring break.
Peace.